What's up everyone, Off the Cuff Reviews here. My name's Alex and today I have a special new video. We are going to be checking out Poppy today, so let's get into it. Poppy has two new songs on the horizon that I have not checked out yet. One of them is called Bruised, Sky, and the other one is called Guardian. I'm super excited to be finally listening to this. One of these is a music video and one of them is just a visualizer. So we're going to start with the music video and then go into the one that is just a visualizer. I just want to do a double Poppy reaction today because I haven't done Poppy in a while. Poppy fucking rocks, so let's get into it. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Oh yeah. I'm gonna... Okay. Okay, wait. I'm gonna pause it right there. I just want to point something out, or not point something out, but I just want to say something about this real quick. So, I love that Poppy seems to kind of like always reinvent herself with her releases. This feels like she took a lot of inspiration from bands like Spiritbox, but I like that with Poppy's music, like her heavier stuff. I like that she leaned into the higher screams, the higher pitched screaming, like stuff that sounds kind of similar to what like Knocked Loose is doing. It feels like the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot, like, the instrumental sounds more like Spiritbox and other bands in that vein, but the vocals sound like kind of like a high-pitched like deathcore screaming, which I like, and I like that she's blending the two together. Also with like, and she's like also like adding like a new metal flair to it a little bit, not a lot, but just like a little teeny bit in there. And Bean is over there going crazy on the chair, but yeah, this is cool. I really like the vibe of this. the video too. Okay, I'm vibing with this. Just the crowd, like. Okay, I really vibed with that. I mean, this like definitely, like I said, has like vibes of like the higher pitched like knocked loose style screaming, and then the riffs that you would hear on like a spirit box. But the thing is with Poppy, she doesn't like, her music definitely doesn't fully go into like the riffage part where that's what I like about Spirit Box when I listen to them. I feel like they always kept the riffs in their songs. They always kept it like riff heavy, and I like that. Whereas this is a little bit less riff heavy, but more focused on the yeah. Okay, gosh. More focused on like the vocals and just like the vibe of the song, which I really enjoy. Poppy has a really good knack for doing that. She has like she has a lot of talent in like setting a good vibe for a song. And I really enjoy that. And I really like that she, like I said, reinvents herself each time that she does a release. You know, I like that about artists in general. I mean, when I'm doing my own music right now, and obviously you can check out some of it on my channel, but the thing is, like, some of the songs that I've been doing are kind of like emo trap songs, hip hop, whatever you want to call it. But then I have a new album that I'm working on that I haven't fully like announced yet, but it's almost done, and then I'm gonna be doing the full announcement. And that album is actually hardcore, well, not hardcore, but like kind of inspired by like a lot of like melodic hardcore bands, and it's rock oriented with guitars and real bass, and it's definitely different than the other stuff that I've pretty much ever released. So like, I'm kind of taking inspiration from artists like this, where they kind of just reinvent themselves, experiment with different sounds, and push the limits with what they can do musically. And I really respect that about Poppy. Let's get into Guardian. This is just a visualizer, but hey, at least there is a visualizer for this.
Ephemeral or eternal, where is the
Oh, wait, I'm just gonna pause right there. Poppy is going on tour with Spirit Box and Evanescence, and I feel like that is a really good mashup, a really good tour to go see. I had already asked Ashley, maybe we might go to the Toronto date or something, who knows, but I like the fact that all these groups kind of like came together to do that tour, because I feel like it's a really good tour and a good lineup of artists, to be honest.
They try to hold you till you spiral down. They circle and ravel, trying to devise a plan to drain you to the peril and cast you back to the hell I used to know. When other gods lose faith, the city's laid to waste, and I will be there. I'll be your guide. You're in my
Hell yeah.
breath. I'll give you all that I have left, but I'll be there. I'll be your guide.
here. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Hell yeah. Right. Okay. I really like that, and I like that she's kind of like the first song that we did, it was more like screaming. This one, pretty much no screaming at all. I really enjoyed that. I like the juxtaposition of both of those. I like that she like is showing her talent there. I laughed a little bit during the bridge because I felt like you could hear. The thing is I've been on my record that I mentioned. I'm not the greatest singer. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm not the greatest singer. Oh, wow, surprise. But you know, you can get some results with like auto-tune and shit, and it's not like, you know, especially when you're trying to like make it more transparent where like people can't really tell that it's auto-tune. In the bridge there, I could tell that like they had to like during her like lower notes, they had to like pitch it just a tad. Of course there's sirens, whatever guys. But you could tell that they had to pitch it just a tad, because when you do that, when you kind of like clamp a note that's like not fully there, I feel like she was maybe like a little flat in the studio or something, which is fine. And you clamp it to a note, it sometimes produces some artifacts that you can like kind of hear, and I could hear that. That's why I laughed, because it reminds me of my songs. Like, it reminds me of some of my tracks where like I had to clamp the note because it's like so fucking like, it's like I couldn't fully nail it, but like I had to like, or maybe like half of the note was good and like the other half kind of trailed off, and you have to like bring it up so it's all in line. And it's like I could hear a little artifact going on, and that's why I laughed. But I like that. Like, I like the fact that like it's not perfect, and you know, in this day and age, like a lot of people, like, you know, they everything is like very like syncopated and quantized and whatever. And even though this is definitely like quantized to the grid, it still feels a little bit raw. It still feels like there's human in there, and I like that. And I feel like Poppy is just really talented regardless. Like, she's a really good singer no matter what. I'm not like bashing her. I'm not saying she's a bad singer. I'm not doing any of that. Trust me, she's a way better singer than me for sure. I just think it's funny when I do a song and I'm like working with these same tools, and you can like kind of hear similarities. I like that. I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I don't know. But this was really cool, and I really liked the singing on this. I felt like, especially in the chorus, where she takes it, like, you know, she does the first half of the chorus, and the second half she takes it up a notch, and I really like that. I feel like she's really showing her talent there. You don't really get a lot of like the artifacting from the auto-tune, pitch correction, or whatever you want to call it. You don't really get that in the chorus part, which I really enjoy, especially when she goes higher up. I feel like she's showing her talent there, and it's just really nice to see. And like I said, this is cool that she's going on tour with Spirit Box and Evanescence, because I feel like all three of those bands like really are really similar, especially nowadays, and they all kind of like, what is like the term on, like, they all kind of like help each other. They all kind of go together. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really nice cohesive tour. A lot of times nowadays I feel like a tour's like, they just kind of like pick whatever popular bands, and it's like some bands don't really fit the same thing, but this is like, here's three bands that are like a lot alike, you know, at least Spirit Box and Poppy, but then you have Evanescence, who are the fucking like godfathers of this genre. Like Spirit Box and Poppy doing what they're doing now don't exist without Evanescence. I'm sorry, they just don't. And so that's cool that I feel like they acknowledge that, and they're bringing Evanescence I feel like is like the headliner of that tour. I wouldn't imagine Poppy's headlining, but it's nice to see that all of those bands are together and producing music like this, because it's just so cool to see. But there you have it. That was my reaction to Poppy's newest new songs. Go let me know what you thought about that in the comments. Let's talk about Poppy. Let's talk about fucking Evanescence. Do you guys fucking vibe with Evanescence, by the way? Like, because, I mean, they still fucking, they still fuck. They still fuck, okay? Amy Lee absolutely shreds on the vocals, and like I said, I feel like Poppy, this iteration of Poppy and what Spirit Box is, that doesn't exist without Evanescence. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I'm putting it out there in the world. Come for me in the comments if that's a hot take, but I feel like it's right. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching.